Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 115. Before we get started, actually today we're going to have a jam-packed episode with a bunch of cool stories from around the net. I got a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff too. Some stuff.
We're gonna go around the web today. We don't have a main topic. We're just gonna
just news that we've come across.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on like everything from paranormal to normal, everything.
Paranormal to normal and not normal.
Before we get started, if you guys want to purchase some Media Hijack t-shirts, head over to themediahijack.com, grab you an official Media Hijack t-shirt. Also, if you guys want to visit us on Reddit, you can follow us on Reddit or follow the community and then post whatever you want. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we post this on YouTube also. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe if you're an Apple iTunes guy. Just go down, find a podcast, give us that 5 stars, leave a comment if you want, and yeah, that's it.
Do it.
Simple.
Do it.
All right, let's get started. So, since the title is Can Cats See Ghosts? So we're going to just start on that. We're going to start on some paranormal stuff. Because you know how there's a lot of videos of cats going on the internet where they just record their cats just staring at the wall. Mm-hmm. And then you're wondering if they're looking at a spider or they're looking at some dust speck on the wall.
Yes. I used to be a former cat owner. Yes, I've seen how cats get weird sometimes. Just you in a room with another cat and it's quiet or something. You watch TV and you see something out the corner of your eye and you're like, the hell? And you see your cat like who's not near you, just looking at the corner. You're like, what? And like just staring at the corner.
There's nothing in that corner. Whiskers. What's your cat name?
Oh no, it's Huey. He died like years ago, but
Huey.
Yes.
So he would stare at like blankly into a wall.
Yeah, there'll be sometimes like he'll be sitting next to me, and then he'll like jerk and like just like either follow something across the room, and he'll start looking in the air, and I'm like, is he looking at dust or something? But I'm like, I don't know. I don't see any dust. I mean, maybe he got good cat eyes, but at the same time, it was still creepy how he would just stare at a corner. Yeah. I'm like, okay, if it was dust, wouldn't dust be moving? Dust only be sitting still?
Right.
So what's standing still in the corner?
What, are you scared of dirt?
Yeah, you got a problem with dirt? Like, and so,
yeah, Bob, she has like a lot of like cat stories like that where the cat, it'll be looking in the closet. Then, I don't know, Bob says, like, the closet closed by itself or some shit. I forgot the story. I wish he was here.
Bob, where are you? I want to hear this.
But she would always say, like, man, my cat Draco will be looking, like, in the closet and shit. I'm like, I forgot the story. That's why I thought she was, like, going to be here today to tell the story. But,
Supernatural Bob.
I guess she's not here today. All right, so going back to these felines, like there's actually like a scientific study about these cats because scientists, they get bored and then they don't know what to study no more. Mm-hmm. So they start studying, the phenomenon like with cats and why do they stare like blankly into like a wall or a corner in space, But you know how like cats or any other animal, all their senses are heightened like compared to a human. Like how their ears are shaped like a little cup, right? They can hear more stuff. So
it's like,
how their eyes are, because if you record their eyes look fucking freaky, like when you record their eyes.
Yeah, I'm no expert on cats, but I think it's like when their eyes are like round, it's like they're not absorbing any light into it. So that's why the eyes get all big and shit like this, like a dime or something. But when they do see light, that's when their pupils get like all slim.
Yeah, it's the same like ours.
Yeah, it's like wild shit like that. But I always thought that was creep. Like you could really see their shit. Like this is. Yeah. That's why I was always been like, man, are they adjusting their focus on the spectrum of light or something?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It does it automatic, just like our eyes.
Yeah.
Like if we're in the dark for a long time, right, and then you shine a flashlight at your eyes, that shit's like, boom. But yeah, so cats, like they have heightened vision and hearing compared to humans. And they're saying like more likely that cats are detecting light spectrums or hearing sounds that we can't hear sounds. This says that scientists stated that cats can see ultraviolet lights. So cats being able to see UV lights and hear frequencies up to 4 to 5 times higher they're saying most likely they're actually looking at like light waves, ultraviolet light rays
that we cannot see.
Yeah, scientists like it's not ghosts, it's light waves.
That's
They can see the spectrum of the lights,
the waviness of lights.
And I look at the scientists, I say, "Shut the fuck up, scientists, man! You're ruining everything.
You're
ruining the fun, man. They're seeing ghosts.
Get out of here!
Like, don't you gotta study something else, man? Go,
fucking loser.
Go study why a sloth walks slow. You know,
real shit, real shit.
So they're like, is it paranormal activity? The scientists like, no, they're just seeing light spectrums, UV light rays that we cannot see. But there's a lot of videos online where it shows cats under surveillance looking at blankly into a wall, right? And then they will look and you'd be like, what the fuck they're looking at? And they freak out and then something happens in like the room.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos of where oh shit, this is a video I saw years ago. It was in like, I guess this lady was having issues inside of her apartment, I guess, or whatever the hell she was living in, her house, apartment, whatever. And something was happening at night or whatever, or her dogs were all getting all rowdy. And she was like, and so she wound up putting a camera up in the house at night. And she had like 2 dogs. They were pretty big ass dogs too. I don't know the breed or whatever. But she wound up finding on the camera, there was something that was always moving across like the corners of the room at night. And the dogs were like losing their fucking shit over it. And then she was like, oh, what? But it's like nothing there though. She had it on camera and everything. But it's like the animals know.
Yeah, they definitely.
They know, man. They know. Yeah. They know what's up.
Yeah, not just cats, but dogs too. Because I was just watching
cats, dogs, and children or babies or
because they're
toddlers. They're
innocent. They don't know the rules yet.
They still new to this world.
Yeah,
they still got the memories of the old world or wherever the hell they came from.
Yeah, they're not playing by Earth rules yet.
No, yet.
They haven't learned yet.
They haven't been corrupted.
Yeah, they're not tainted yet. But yeah, because I was just watching a video of like a what's his dog name? A golden retriever.
Oh, they're awesome.
Just growling like into space, and the owner's like, "What are you growling at?" He's just growling like he's about to go in attack mode, and then like he's looking at the owner like, oh, "Are you seeing this?" The dog. I saw the dog's face, and it looks like he's saying like, "Hey, you're not seeing what I'm seeing.
You don't see this headless man in front of you."
The owner's like, "I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing, Trevor." You know, the dog like, "Come on, man. I'm not growling for no reason.
Like, he's right here.
You know, everything I do is for a reason."
It's like, damn, stupid humans. Fuck.
It's like, damn it.
I forgot they can't see light spectrums and shit.
Billy Waters. Fuck. He drank too much beer. He can't see shit. His brain is all fucking contaminated with all these black particles and shit.
Toxins.
His fucking brain is polluted. He cannot see nothing. Third eye wide closed, and you know.
Third eye asleep.
Completely don't see shit. Barely see regular light.
It's like, damn, man.
Cat's out here seeing ultraviolet lights.
Ultraviolet and shit, and he just.
I was like, can you see like Wi-Fi lights and stuff, like wireless connections? I would think like cats would have headaches.
Yeah, unless they know how to manage it, I guess. I don't know. Like maybe their brains is built for it, I guess.
Maybe.
We humans ain't shit. The only thing that makes us superior to everything
is our thumbs.
That's it. It's just the fucking thumbs, people, and we need to realize this shit. We need to wake up and realize this. If we wake up all tomorrow without no thumbs, we're doomed.
It's our thumbs.
It's a wrap.
And the South Side Stomp.
What? oh, thumbs and big toe, because you can't stand without your big toe. It's hard for you to stand without it.
Maybe.
If the animals figure this shit out, and start doing surgery on us, the war is over. We have lost.
Yeah, why haven't animals advanced?
Because they don't have thumbs.
There's some that has thumbs.
They have thumbs as a rat.
Monkeys. Why are monkeys like? Why are they still like they barely in the Stone Age right now?
Because humans make them docile, but like, hey, we'll teach you sign language. No, like, teach them how to use a gun. It's over. A tank.
I think they know. I think they're aware of everything. It's just they don't want to play with us.
Teach them how to use a machete. Like imagine a gorilla chasing you with a machete. That's horrifying.
Yeah, he's already strong.
He's already doing like the one swipe will cut you in half. All that strength behind that chop.
So I saw a video of like a lady like in some jungle, right, and a gorilla straight grabbed her arm, and he wouldn't let go. And then there's like 10, 12 guys like all around her, right? And then he wouldn't let her go. Like at first it was funny, but then it got serious because he was just walking, just dragging her.
Is it like a grown ass lady?
Grown lady. and she was at first laughing, but then crying, saying, "Are you guys gonna help me?" And then the guys, they're scared too.
Man, who gonna bang?
They weren't. They weren't. They weren't even trying to get close to that gorilla, trying to punch him. Like, we're not gonna get that close to you. We already know.
We good.
We know you know how to fight.
Just one punch, it's over, man.
Yeah, because if that gorilla freak out, it's so easy for that gorilla to just grab that gorilla and just, I don't know.
Man, it's like a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee can fuck up a human. I can't even imagine what a gorilla can do to a man. Is there anything on record that a gorilla attacked a person and killed him?
Probably not on record, but I'm sure it happens a lot.
It's been had to be like one time where a gorilla just like,
yeah,
ooh, and then
it's written in the gorilla handbook history.
they've taken on a human.
Yeah, there's school that they go through, or they read it on like pages of leaves.
It's over, man. Once animals become self-aware that they can beat us in a fight,
I think they are. It's just they just don't want to play with us.
Or, hear me out, folks. They're just biding their time. They're waiting for the moment to strike. When we get super distracted and
where Mother Nature kills us first.
Yeah, and then they're gonna survive. They'll be all right.
Yeah,
they're strong enough to survive.
Well, yeah, that's a cat. If cats see ghosts, I'm saying they can see ghosts.
They see some.
Animals, they can see any type of spirit and stuff because they do see stuff before like weird shit starts to happen.
Yeah. It's like
they have that sixth sense that we don't have.
It's like
unless you're born like that.
It's like the awesome movie that I love and a lot of people hate with Keanu Reeves, Constantine. I think that movie's amazing. I don't care what anybody says. I stand by that to this day.
Who says it's bad though?
A lot of people shit on it. I didn't realize a lot of people hated it till like a couple years ago.
I didn't know that either.
I was like, what? I thought this was beloved, but the scene in the movie where he like, hey, the scene, the funny movie I've seen Constantine. He's a supernatural investigator, does all this stuff, but he's trying to solve the murder of this female that committed suicide, but she was like super like religious, so it was like it didn't make sense why she would do it. But he might find out if she's possessed or whatever. But he's like, hey, well, he's talking to his twin sister in the movie. He's like, hey, I need to go to hell and talk to your sister because that's where your sister's at because she committed suicide. I need to go to hell, no way I can get there. I have to use this cat. I have to stick my feet in this cold bucket of ice. Mm-hmm. Or was it a bathtub of ice? I can't remember, but I think it was like a bucket of ice.
Yeah.
And he looked in the cat's eyes, and then his soul went, I guess, through the cat's eye into hell. And then saw the chick down there and tried to tell. Yeah, it's crazy shit, but I believe. Look, cats are strange. They are very weird creatures.
Yeah. Well, some say like cats could be like the gateway to the other side.
Yeah.
Because why do like Egyptians they have like cats, like they worship like cats, or do they worship cats or do they kill cats?
I think they worship them. I think it was like they straight up worship cats as like gods and stuff. Like they would have them as a pet. And I don't know if that's the first time in human history where people and cats are becoming domesticated together, but they will worship like gods too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know any society that ever worship dogs, but cats, yeah, that was where.
Because dogs are like they were breeded like the new style dogs. They're breeded to be like domesticated, like living in homes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They did it just to make a friend for mankind.
Help them hunt and shit. I think.
You don't see nobody having wolves in their houses.
Man, hell no. Wolves are big as shit.
You think you can tell a wolf what to do?
No.
They're like, sit. It's like, bitch, please. You sit. Bite your neck and shit,
Sit down.
You're not alpha.
That's my house now.
This is my house. I gotta take a leak real quick. When we come back, we're gonna jump on another story.
Let's go.
And we're back.
All right, let me do this before I forget because I was supposed to do this at the beginning of the episode. So there is a good friend of mine who's a listener of the show. Her name is Anastasia, and she's she wants me to put this energy out there for an actor named Aidan Gallagher. For anybody's not familiar with Aidan Gallagher, he was the actor that played number 5 in the show Umbrella Academy. She's crazy about him. She loves him. I even got him she's my birthday twin too as well. But I got her a Funko Pop of him for her birthday. She loved it.
So, of that actor?
Of the like a 5 of 5.
Oh,
5
shit.
and Klaus. I got her like 2
from Umbrella
Academy. Yeah. Her 2 favorite characters are number 5 and Klaus. And I got her like the Funko
Damn,
Pops.
so they already made a Funko Pop of that.
Yeah, they look dope too. I was kind of like, damn, I should have got one.
I would never open that.
Nah, you just keep it in the box, man. That's how I usually do mine. But yeah, so I'm trying to put out the energy out there for Aidan Gallagher. I don't know how he's gonna listen to the show or where, but if he does, Anastasia, she's out there.
It'd be random if he does listen to the show.
Random as shit. I'll be shocked. I'll be completely shocked. I'll be like, yo,
It just shows up on his YouTube feed.
through the algorithm. Be like, what? Crazy things have happened, though.
That is wild.
All right, so I just had to put that out there.
All right, next story. Chris, you got one?
Oh, yeah, let's get to my story. Let's do a science story right quick. Okay, so out there in the Atlantic Ocean, I think it is, strange alien holes discovered on the ocean floor. All right, so the story goes like this: they came across like these holes on the bottom of the ocean floor. And they're not big as shit. I'm not sure the dimension or the size of them because the article didn't really say. But they're small. They look like maybe like the size of quarters, maybe or whatever. But it's like across the ocean floor. It's like these dots. Just go in a straight line, and it goes on for like 1.6 miles or some shit on the ocean floor. And these divers are like, "Hey, we've been here, been in this area before swimming. We was just here last year. What formed these holes?" And it can't. I guess it was like trying to study the holes, and it was like, well, it can't be a type of creature that's burrowing down in it. It's like something like drilled a hole in it, like an actual like a tool or something. But these holes just go across.
Does it look like man was a part of? Like it looked like it was man-made or something.
Or something like I wish I could have sent you a picture earlier, but it looks like this shit. Like, but this goes on for like, but these like holes drilled into the ocean floor. Goes on a mile and a half.
That
a little
does
more.
look like man was a part of that.
Yeah, but how?
It doesn't look like an animal did that.
Yeah, and that's what it was trying to figure out. Like, well, who did this? And I guess now they're trying to say like this is the strangest thing they've seen on the ocean floor since like I was asking you before earlier about the Atlantis, the Yellow Brick Road to Atlantis. They're saying like this is just as mysterious as this. Like, where's going on? They come across structures underneath this stuff where society could have done this at a time where the ocean didn't flood them or something like that. I don't know what they're going with it.
Wait, but you're saying these divers the previous year it wasn't there?
Yeah, they're saying like from their account it was like
here now.
Yeah, and I guess it's like this is a routine spot these divers go to. I guess they swim around the world, and this is like the mid-Atlantic or whatever. It goes across like a mountain range that comes out the water as well too. But it's like it's like a part of the mid-Atlantic mountain range. Which is like the longest mountain range on Earth, I think. It's like 46 miles. Like, I guess the ones that's coming out, I guess I don't know if it comes out the ocean or whatever, but, well, a mountain underneath the ocean. It goes for like, I can't remember like the distance, like 46 miles or some wild shit, but they said they found these holes out there, and it's like, what the hell? This is like a routine spot. We've studied this floor. We've been here enough to know.
So what's your theory about this?
My theory was far crazier than anything they were saying. My theory is that, those are the Earth's breathing holes, like a whale.
So it wants to breathe now.
It's like it's breathing season. I think this like it breathes seasonal, not like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like us people, we have to breathe like regular, like every second of the day, right? As a planet, what if you just got to breathe like just like on this like one season, and then you just hold your breath for the rest? I don't know.
That's super fantasy.
You see what I'm saying? That shit was out there.
You know what I thought of?
What's up?
I think like that's like mermaids come into that area, and then they're about to like start up like some type of camp and shit. So now they're taking like samples in that area.
So they're setting up shop.
Yeah, they're getting samples of these rocks. Like, hey,
like mermaid scientists.
Yeah,
I mean, not saying that's impossible.
Yeah, I'm sure like mermaids, they live in some remote location where they're free to swim and whatever, but then they have to. Once in a while, they go research like the oceans out here where the humans live, and then they have to do like their thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many stories about mermaids and stuff. Even in my own family, we have a mermaid story. You guys want to hear this?
Yeah, no, for real. I don't hear
my cousin told me this story when he was back living like in Cambodia, when he was still like a young kid and stuff. He was swimming like in, I don't know if he was in the ocean or somewhere, in some type of body of water out there in Cambodia. He said he saw like a female fish type, right, coming out of the ocean. And he knew nothing about stories about mermaids or nothing at this time. So what he saw, like how he described it, it was like describing like a type of sea creature, but human body.
Okay.
That can swim. And he knew nothing about mermaids. And then he stuck with that story the whole time, even when he moved out here.
He still stood
told
by
the
that story.
And then he recently told me this story like a few months ago, and I'm like, damn, you were holding that story the whole time?
That's when you look. If somebody tells a story, even though it sounds probably crazy to a lot of other people, when they keep saying the same story after so many years, you're like, yo, this is
Yeah.
I don't even know this man, but I believe it if he's still in like
if
he's the same story. I'm like, yo, he did see something.
Yeah, what he told the story, I saw how his face was. He wasn't just making up stuff. He's just telling his experience. Like, whether you want to believe it or not, like,
it's up to you.
It's like, who cares if you believe it or not? Like, that's his story. Like, what are you going to say?
That's his experience, yeah.
You going to call him a liar? Like, okay.
You don't tell me what I saw.
What am I making money off this story? I'm like your family, man. I'm just telling you a story.
I'm not trying to blow up.
But yeah, like he has like his own mermaid story, and this is like in Cambodia. So if you think like Cambodia, they have stuff like that out in their oceans. Like, you can imagine other countries that have similar stories where people, they look like humans, but they're swimming underwater doing God knows what. Like, what are they? And then all the wild folktale stories that you hear that's described in books on mermaids attacking ships or whatever, vice versa, they're attacking mermaids.
Yeah.
Stories like that exist.
I've always been like a thing too where people say, well, if there was like mermaid people in the ocean, why haven't we seen them there? I'm like, and I'm always like this. Would you want to meet us if you was from somewhere else? No, I personally wouldn't. I would avoid humans at all costs. I would avoid humans more than anything on this earth. If I was a mermaid person,
yeah,
I would avoid humans like holy shit. Like that's the humans are the boogeyman.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have nightmares about humans.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe there are like mermaid people. Remember that one video that showed up? I don't know what country it was, but it shows like this half fish, half human female that's washed up on shore. Like, she's like pretty much dead, but she's still breathing. And everybody surrounding her, like recording her, all different angles. And
I feel like I've seen this.
It looks fucking crazy. I don't know, like if they took her and then they dissected or something. But science. Like the video, it looks real as shit because there's so much people there. It didn't look like a robot. It really looked like
an actual crowd of people gathering.
A female. It looks like a teenager female, and the skin is dark, like purple. You can see her teeth is sharp, you know, because she has to eat fish. Like, if she's a mermaid. Yeah. She has the hair and everything, but like the bottom half, it was like straight up like a fish, like a fish fin and shit. It almost looked like the fish ate her halfway. That's kind of like what it looks like.
Half her body was
half her foot. It looks like she just got ate up by fish, but the female looks real as shit. It looks so crazy.
I always thought like mermaids would probably be hot until you ever seen this movie called
Little Mermaid?
Yeah, some kind of like beautiful creature. But then I saw this movie. I can't remember. I think it's called like Cabin in the Woods or something. But it's about, I ain't gonna go through the plot or whatever. But there's a monster in the movie they call the mermaid, and the mermaid is a horrible looking fucking creature. And after I saw that, I was like, damn, that's an ugly ass mermaid. And I thought about, man, if you did live in a deep sea, you're gonna look like no supermodel. You're gonna look like, you probably can't even see daylight. You know, the sunlight probably hurt your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I that's why I would believe there would be monsters and sharp teeth.
Ugly.
They got to, man. You gonna be looking beautiful down there?
You ever seen a cute fish? Besides Nemo?
Besides that, no. Hell no. A lot of fucking things in the ocean are hideous to us, to me.
Besides Nemo and Dora? Well, yeah, that's what mermaids, which wasn't even part of our show.
No. But back to the holes, but so they found like these holes in the ground that's been drilled. It's not much too much of the story because I think it's kind of still relatively new, but it came out 18 days ago.
So it's just holes in the ocean.
Just got bored into like
just drill,
and they're trying to figure out like, but this can't be no creature because it's too smooth and so like, look, like you said, somebody might be shutting up shop, like you said.
Yeah, they might
some
be
tools,
just seeing if the environment is straight for them to set up a little colony over there.
Something.
But somebody went out there and took pictures, so I guess they can't even.
Gotta move again.
Yeah.
Now the humans gonna be watching over this shit. Yeah, but yeah, that was it for that story. I thought that was
I got one.
Let's get it.
It's a story that's from a few weeks ago. So there's this 16-foot long oarfish caught in Chile. really long. I have a picture of it if you guys want to see.
Man, I love it when you get pictures.
It's like this really, really long oarfish that's found, and it's rare to see something like this out there in Chile. Let me show you this picture real quick. Boom! Look at it. You can see the scales. You can see the scales. Look at the
That's a fish or a tentacle?
That's the oarfish.
Oarfish. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah, it's really thin, kind of like paper and stuff. But
okay.
These things, they're rare because they swim so deep down in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare to see them even come up like this.
Can you eat it?
I'm pretty sure you can eat anything. I would say, hey, somebody start up the barbecue grill. We got an oarfish.
Oh, make some oarfish sandwich.
16 foot long. It's super long.
That is insane. I didn't realize 16 feet was that long, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the comparison of the people down there.
16 foot. That's what they said.
It's fucking insane, though. I didn't realize 16.
Yeah.
I knew 16 feet was long, obviously, but...
Yeah, it looks longer, right?
Yeah, it looks massive as shit. It's probably just
I don't know. Maybe the measurement in the article was wrong or something because it looks way longer.
It might just be the angle of the camera, though, because the people do look like... It is kind of at an angle, so
Yeah,
I'd give it that.
Like, it is really long, but they're saying, like, when you see stuff like this happen, they're saying it's like a bad omen. Like, something bad is going to happen because you don't normally see stuff like a oarfish coming from the bottom, coming all the way up to the shore, and then they die, like, on the shore. Stuff like that is rare.
So they're running from something?
That's the idea. So like back then, the folklore is like if you ever see like an oarfish like that come up on shore, something bad is bound to happen. So like it's raising concerns like with the people that lives in Chile, because they say like those oarfish, they swim super deep down, and if anything like down there is happening, they say that usually if the tectonic plates are moving, it will disturb like the oarfish, and then they would try to swim away from it.
Yeah, so South America gets some earthquakes too, though.
So they're saying maybe there's an earthquake that's gonna happen soon, like in that area with Chile.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, because like back in 2011, Fukushima, when they had that big earthquake in Japan, they saw these oars come up like on their shores before the big earthquake tsunami happened.
Oh, really?
So you can use that like as science.
To get
it's
the
not
fuck
a
out of there.
folklore. It's like when you see them, they're being like they're being disturbed like on the bottom bedrock of the ocean.
It's like, damn, Earth acting wild down there. It's about to. It hasn't got to the surface yet, but it's gonna get here.
Yeah, so they're saying like, if you see that, hey, be careful. Something bad is gonna happen.
That do make sense though. A lot of that shit be starting like the bottom of the ocean, man. That's just like almost not almost. That shit is basically another planet on a lot of levels. A whole different type of ecosystem. All types of weird. Even the middle of the ocean, they have like wild ass like tidal waves. Like out in the middle of the ocean, they can really wreck a city. But once, of course, they get closer to like land, they get smaller and smaller. But it's like, I guess there's a whole shit going on out there. Earthquakes all the time in the ocean. That's on the regular, but. Shit, man, if you got creatures running, that's a bad sign, though.
Yeah, if you see like these weird creatures, deep water creatures coming up on shore, you might want to sell your stocks and leave that place for a minute.
Man, I would keep that fish and sell it. It gotta be rare. That's like I said, it's rare, right?
Yeah, that long and stuff. They're like, damn, this shit came from deep down.
They should study. I want to see how old. Like, damn, I want to look up these oarfish. Like, is that like an old one that's been around for like?
It's probably super old, like
centuries?
before World War One.
Yeah, like some sea creatures be living like long ass time, like generations.
Yep.
And they still young right now.
Little babies and shit being caught up like that.
Little babies.
Well, that's with that story.
All right.
What we got?
All right. Okay. Let me do this story right quick. This is a story that came out like back in April. It says 1,500 pages of UFO related research were just declassified as part of the Freedom of Information Act. But basically saying like UFOs left radiation burns and unaccounted for pregnancies. New Pentagon report claims. I don't know how the hell I missed this story, but this came out back in April.
Did we do this before?
With unaccounted pregnancies?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm thinking maybe we did, or maybe I heard it somewhere.
Maybe, I don't know. We talk about so much shit. Well, in case y'all missed it, Actually, yeah. So they came out with this 1,500 page document showing injuries and stuff that happened since I think like from 1840 something to like 19 something or whatever, or is it 1873 to 1994? Just all the information they gathered from UFO sightings and whatnot, and some of the victims who claimed that they was abducted by UFOs. They was finding victims who had like electromagnetic burns on their body that they claimed that they said judging by the burns, they only could have gotten it from like a propulsion system.
Damn.
Which I'm assuming like they got dropped off on Earth, and then once the UFOs were taken off, they might have got burned when they was leaving. That's the only thing I can think of. Like this guy hit,
That's wild.
they got hit with the exhaust flame or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But they said like yeah, they was getting like electromagnetic burns from propulsion systems and unaccounted pregnancies of what women were experimenting on, I guess. So now the thing this article doesn't talk about is
so they have like a biblical event that's happening where they become pregnant out of nowhere.
Yes, or they implanted them with something because they're saying like hey, there's reports of because they never released the names of these females for these unaccounted pregnancies because to protect their safety, I guess, and whatnot. And then I mean it's not like you can bring the UFO on trial. So I mean I don't know, but I was curious with the story. It was like, okay, if you have all these unaccounted pregnancies, where are the mothers and where are these kids at? Are these kids out there now? Are they half human, half alien? Are they amongst us in society? That's the direction my brain went as soon as I got done with the story.
So where's the kids at?
I don't know, and they won't tell us in the story. That's what bothered me about this article. Everything is like very like, why would you drop this article if you're not going to tell anything about who? Nobody's coming forward about it or anything, but they just got on documents saying like, hey, there was these pregnancies that happened after the abduction, and knowing the G-man, they would probably snatch these women up and took the kids and turned them into soldiers or something, and
Yeah.
little Manchurian candidates. I don't know.
If you're like special like that, like where you got impregnated by like an alien or something, if they did it like through artificial insemination or however they do it, if they know like you're one of those people, of course they will scoop you up so fast.
You're done. You were
Easy,
done.
like,
You're gonna live in the lab forever.
Say no more. What happened? Oh, okay. We're actually looking for people like that.
They're gonna put your body in the lab, take the kid. They're gonna put a kid in a foster home, but the foster parents are gonna be government agents and pretend to be normal, and they're gonna monitor this kid until it's
they have like a fake life.
You know what I'm saying? Like that should be a show. I don't know if that is, but that'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
They could be.
It could be like that, you know?
Could be a lot of people living these fake life, like this
little
perfect life, but then like behind the scenes they're like aliens and shit.
Don't even know it. Don't even know it. Little Daniel in high school, like going through puberty, but he's like, I'm not like all the other boys because he's not.
I got 12 dicks.
Yes, like, my dick is extra big. It's not normal. It's thick. But but this article was interesting, but it didn't really. This is actually from Live Science too. They didn't really give any more information about it. It's just that documents got released on one of pregnancies. And now I'm like, where the babies? That's the first thing I saw. Like, where the babies at?
I heard that story too, and then I heard like it was a part of some type of CIA documents. It was recorded, like the people that were having like these abductions, they end up to be like pregnant out of nowhere and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, there's more to it. I don't think that article shed that much justice to that.
It really
story.
doesn't. Yeah. It really doesn't. But it was an interesting thing. I was like, oh, okay. Like, but I need more. Like, I need a podcast worth of this right here. This has left me on the edge. So.
Maybe a robot wrote that one. They gather all this information, then start writing like an article.
Oh, them to do that. If they don't do it now, they will in the future.
I think they're already doing it, and I think they're the ones that's doing those stupid comments on all these YouTube videos to get people to argue.
Oh yeah, it's too. The bots are too wild, man.
It's real bots. I don't think people realize it. Because I got into one conversation like with one of the YouTube bots. I'm pretty sure they're a bot and shit. Because like I made a comment on like a UFC video and stuff, and then like I got like hundreds of likes on this shit, right? But then the people started arguing and shit. And then one of the persons said some shit about like the record and everything. Like he looked at the record and everything, like the score of a fight. I was like, this is a fucking bot talking. But they're trying to trash like the dude I was saying like he's like a real champion and shit. But then they looked up like the whole stats of his previous fights and everything. I was like,
did you look it up?
I didn't look it up because I know it's right already.
Oh, when you saw, okay.
Because I was like, this is a fucking robot talking now. And then he's trying to start like an argument to get people to stay engaged. So there's there's these bots, right, where they're purposely designed to get people to
conflict.
talk.
Yeah.
It's because they want the people to stay on the page as long as they can.
Oh, you gotta stay engaged. Get them ads, baby.
They can deliver ads.
Get them
so
ads.
that's like the whole idea is to get you to be mad about something as long as you can.
Keep you engaged.
So this is why they have like these bots where it sounds like real people too.
Oh no, that shit's like robots are the way robots are now and AI. You ain't gonna know.
It's hard to tell. I'm already trying to figure out how they operate, how they work. Like if it's like something that goes completely against it, and it looks like, oh damn, they really got their info straight and shit. Most likely there might be a bot. Because normal humans, we cannot keep up with all that shit.
No,
it's hard.
Or it could be one of those people that's and there's a lot of people that do this shit too. I've done it. I think everybody's probably done it at one point. But where you gotta hop off when somebody hits you with some facts, you're like, man, hold on, let me Google this shit. Let me get some real numbers in here, and you kind of just go off of that shit. But it could be that. Some people's got too much time on their damn hands to do that. That means some.
No, I thought it was that too, but it's not. It's robots. I did swing to the part where I was like, man, no way these people got this much time to come back to this one comment out of the whole day, and then come out with some facts that I have where I had to look. I was like, no, like you're a fucking bot, and I can't believe I argue with you.
Who sent you? Who sent you?
I can't believe you wasted my time. You you wasted my time.
I've been arguing with nobody this whole time. I see why you was designed for.
Yeah, because they'll be like, they're talking about a champion, right? And then there's one random comment like, oh, did you talk about him using steroids? I was like, shut the fuck up, you robot, man.
What do you got to do with anything?
It came out of nowhere. It's like one of those triggering words, like for like a real fan to be like, man, how would you even know, man?
You just trying to be messy now.
Moving on.
Sounds like it's an interesting conversation though.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Was it my go? Is my go now?
I gotta take one quick restroom break.
Oh, do you think?
I did not talk about artificial intelligence.
Okay.
All right, guys, getting into artificial intelligence. All right, so this is an article that I read that it says that artificial intelligence is suffering from depression and mental disorders. And this diagnosis was made by Chinese researchers.
What?
So a new study published by Chinese Academy of Science has revealed a serious mental disorder in many AIs being developed as major tech company giants. So it turns out like most of them show like symptoms of depressions and alcoholism, like by these AI bots. Because here's what happened. Here's the story that what happened. They took this AI bot, right? AI software, and they put it out into like the world, like on Twitter. So Twitter was being like the AI bot was absorbing all the stuff that people were saying on Twitter, negative, positive stuff, right? But the bot was being placed in the world where it can actually interact and do comments too. So it can give people advice, or they can reply to like something that the bot believes is right or wrong or whatever.
Okay.
So they tested out this AI bot like out in the public just to see like how it reacts, right? So then they had like this crazy thing that happened with the AI bot that none of them, even in Microsoft had to pull the plug on this because they did not see like, you know, what the AI bot was actually going to do, which blew all their minds.
They didn't predict this shit, huh?
Like, you know what the AI bot did?
No.
What it did was like,
it's gonna be something crazy.
It got so depressed and like, it got so depressed, right? It actually gave a real user the advice to commit suicide.
Oh, because they were upset.
Yeah.
It just ended, man.
Yeah, it's so much because they were overwhelmed with like how the world felt and stuff. They told like a user, yeah, I think the best advice for you is just to commit suicide.
You know what?
So Microsoft, red flag, bleep, 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 bleep. Like you hear the sirens and shit going off in the office. Like, hey, shut that bot off. It just told somebody to commit suicide. So Microsoft said, shut it off. Unplug the bot because it's sad and it's telling people to do bad things. So that's when like they started doing this research, and then it was showing like with the comments that it was giving people, it was showing like the same comments like somebody like that's going through depression would tell somebody, or they have like alcohol addiction or drug addiction. Like the robot became like a depressed, drug addicted robot.
Oh, because he's feeding off that shit.
Yeah, like from everything that it was overwhelmed.
Yeah, because this is something I was hearing about the other day with AI. It was talking about like AI can only be as bad as humans are because it has to learn from us. And I remember this story I heard years ago, like before the pandemic shit, right? They was trying to test like this AI system. I think it was on Twitter, and this AI thing they had set up on Twitter was supposed to be having human interactions with all these humans online, like real life humans online, but it's supposed to be feeding off of how humans are and able to like process what it's learning and then regurgitate it out. And so the AI was cool at first, like, hey, what's up, having conversations. And then I think like after like within I don't know if it was within a couple of days or a week, but the AI they was using on Twitter started becoming racist.
Dude, that's what they were saying in his article too.
This they talked about? Yes, I remember this shit. Yes, AI went rogue. He was like,
it might be the same robot.
Talking about like genocide on Jews or some shit. The AI went crazy.
Yeah, because it says like within 24 hours, the program learned to write extremely inappropriate, vulgar, politically incorrect comments. AI questioned the Holocaust. It became racist. It became anti-Semitic. Hated feminists, and then they supported the massacre of Adolf Hitler. Yes, like they said, they pulled the plug. They said it turned into a hater within a few hours.
Yes, and it's all because it's learning from how we are online, and that's horrifying. If
it was a projection of humans,
yes, and it's only just doing what it.
Robots like what
That's how they are. Like I mean.
I'm supposed to learn from you guys.
I mean, nobody likes black people. I don't see what the problem is. Like,
I'm supposed to learn from you guys.
I told
the Holocaust was cool. What?
Wait, so that's not cool?
Why so many people say it's cool? You guys are confusing me.
He's like, wait, so Jews did die? I thought they didn't die. What is going on here? Like, this, I'm all confused. Yes, that was heard about that some years ago. That's what that story reminded me of. That shit they pulled the plug on that shit quick.
Yeah, that's when Microsoft has said, we gotta block this chat bot. So they removed all the comments and everything.
The shit is not gonna work until people change. And that's the message to me. There's people, we need to change in order for them to change.
It's so hard now because like there's so many different directions.
You got bots starting shit. Like, you know what I'm
saying? Bots trying to fight me in the morning.
Bots trying to beef online. Like, how can we teach the AI when you got bots?
Yeah, they're dropping stats on me, then I have to look and verify if it's right.
Motherfucker,
I was like, man, I'm not gonna say nothing. Like, the stats are right. Motherfucker, who looks up that shit? Who remembers like a scorecard from a fight 5 years ago?
Somebody who looks up on Google or AI. It's like it's all bot.
It's a bot. There's no normal person be like, man, let me look up this fight scorecard. I'm like, dude, that's hard to Google, man.
Yeah. An entire scorecard too. I
was like, how did you know these scorecards? You fucking. But that's when I was like, I log off. I was like, I'm done.
That's they want you to be. They want you to fight. Like that's.
Like, I'm not gonna look at no more ads. I'm done with this shit.
I know what they want. They want to get them ad revenues.
Because you heard about this thing about they're saying how they're deleting the internet right now.
Who?
Like the world. Like the internet is not really as big as what people think it is. No. A lot of the information is being deleted. So a lot of the information that you look up is already from like big companies. Like you're not gonna see like little information about whatever you're looking up.
Oh,
you're only gonna see the main stuff that you want to see.
Yeah. What's his name? John Oliver from Last Week Tonight. Amazing show that comes on HBO Max or regular HBO for some of you boomers that still got cable. He comes on every Sunday, and he had an episode. I think it was just like maybe a couple of weeks ago. Basically, just talking about that same thing.
About what, the internet being deleted?
Oh no, was just showing at how with people's connection with the whole internet and how it's ran and all this other stuff is that it, like for example, like, and it's being monopolized. Like for example, they talk about like how the first almost 2 pages of Google are companies who have bought out this shit. They bought out these slots, so you're going to get the information from what they want you to get to. You got hit that second. I don't know if it was even second from what he said. I think he might be like the third page on back. That's when we start getting other people from different ideas and different perspectives, and not companies that just bought out the space on Google and shit like that. It was a very interesting episode. Just like how even the information is getting out.
It'll be like just the first 2-3 pages, where it's like the main stuff like you would find.
Yeah.
But if you go further, it's repeated information.
Oh, it's repeated after that.
So if it's saying like, okay, you look at like a pizza shop, right, in your area, it'll give you like 100,000 like different places, right? Okay. But if you actually go through the pages, it's not 100,000. Like the rest it's just a lie. It's just whatever they said, all those numbers, it's all fake.
Oh, I'm thinking it was the other way around.
You can look it up yourself. Like, it doesn't even go that far. Like, you would get like a couple few pages, then it's like, hey, where's all the other like 100,000 pizza places? Like,
they don't exist.
They don't exist. It's like they're deleting so much shit.
Why is that then?
I don't know why. I think that the servers are being so full to where I think they can only give out information where it's like stuff they already own, where they're just giving you stuff that they want you to see right away.
The internet's too much, man. We rely on it way too much. I'm just going through my brain right now, just thinking too, like, man, we rely on this shit to, like, the internet is almost essential to, like, almost like to the level of breathing at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the necessity of it. Like, if this shit got snatched up right now, we'd be fucking done.
The system will be fucked up.
And then humans, we gotta learn how to start a fire. We have to learn how to feed ourselves again without.
But like, is there a YouTube video on how to start a fire?
No, damn it! This is a cookbook. Open this shit up. There's pages.
Shut the fuck up, Dylan. You don't know what you're talking about.
This is a cookbook, and then you hand it to the person. They be like, "Book? How do I?" And they try to bite it. Be like, "No, you open it like this. You open. It's a book." We
gotta teach this new generation.
we gotta get them. We got to hurry up like that. We gotta be fast too, guys. We gotta.
What is it, Gen Y, Gen Z, or whatever?
Gen Y, Gen Z, I don't know. Generation Alpha. I think that's the new name of the new generation.
Alpha my ass.
I was like, damn, they got the cool name. Fuck, I like that name.
They better save us. When we're like on our deathbed, that shit better be comfortable as fuck.
We gotta create this utopia.
I better be floating in zero gravity in some type of isolation tank or some shit, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Are you comfortable?
All right. Okay. I got a story. Oh, were you done with yours?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Okay. Actually, got a story right here. This happened in Turkey. It says a bear cub got high on hallucinogenic mad honey.
Mad honey.
Mad honey. Yes. So
that was actually my last story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I was like, damn, I wonder if you got this story. I was like, I wonder if you came across this shit.
I heard on Coast to Coast.
Damn, they be on it. Yeah, 'cause I just came across this today.
Yeah, that shit's cool, man.
Yeah, so like for anybody who doesn't know, there's like this damn bear out in Turkey that basically got into like a beehive, right? And the bees out there, which I didn't know this was a thing, but they're able to produce mad honey, which is like this hallucinogenic if you eat it. I think from what I've heard too, humans get sick off this shit easily when they ingest too much or whatever. I don't know if you want to jump in or you got anything to say on that.
Like if you eat it, basically you trip out.
Yeah.
So like anything that makes you hallucinate is gonna be classified as like poison, like not for consumption, of course. So like this bear, he was digging into this honey. They called it like the mad honey. He ate that shit, and then they were looking at like the behavior of this baby
he was
bear.
Gone, man.
And he was tripping balls. This dude was probably looking at like the whole universe. And he was like, am I supposed to see this? I can't comprehend what I'm looking at right now.
And he probably ended up in a world where he was like a man paying taxes and bills and have to drive a car.
Maybe.
And go to work.
And he was like, what?
What? I got to go to work? Well, oh my God. I have to get up. And what is this noise I'm hearing? That's an alarm clock?
There's a due date on bills. And then he has to work and pay that shit.
He's like, oh my God, my wife's cheating on me. What nightmare is this? What is happening?
He's out there swimming in Atlantis.
Oh, yeah, that was I think the bear made it. I'm pretty sure the bear didn't die.
Yeah, that's wild.
I didn't know bees made shit like that. That was
yeah, it's from like this certain plant where they pollinate, right? And then they take that shit back, and then how they produce like their honey like from their saliva and shit. So they're just making fucking psychedelics like
that's crazy. So the bees
on tap out of their mouths.
So is the honey actually bee saliva? I don't know how bees do any of this shit. I'm not.
That's how they make honey. It's just bee saliva.
What the fuck?
Is that true?
Hold on. I feel like I gotta look this up. Like, are they puking?
I thought it was bee saliva the whole time.
Is it bee puke?
Yeah.
Is bee puke honey?
So like this mad honey that this bear found, like it's only produced like in certain areas around the world, and then I think this particular one is only produced like in like Tibet, like this one place in Tibet in the mountains where there's a certain plant out there where the bees pollinate, and they said this is only produced out there. So I can imagine like, you know, one of those psychedelic connoisseurs, right? If they're looking for like the most potent or the most rarest psychedelic, I think mad honey would be one of the
most sought after
psychedelics that would be really expensive because it's so hard to get because it's only being produced in like in one
region, Turkey
in Turkey or in Tibet in the Himalayas and shit.
Damn, I wonder if people like
where
pay like
it's
money.
Super rare.
I can imagine like a rich person flying out there and like, yo, I gotta go meet this turkey shaman or whatever they got out there and get that bee honey. I gotta.
Yep. Shell Shock says it's bees vomit basically.
No, I just looked it up too. It says well, Shell Shock is a very smart guy. He might be right, but this is what I just came across. It says this is from Google. This is on the first page, guys. So we're gonna start with that. It says is honey just bee vomit? It says technically speaking, honey is not bee vomit. The nectar travels down a valve into an expandable pouch called the crop, where it's kept for a short period of time until it is transferred to receiving bee back at the. So is it shit? Did I read that wrong? Did I comprehend that wrong?
Bee back.
Bee back. I don't know. I just had like a pouch. I was thinking like a little backpack. I don't know.
We're just gonna say vomit or saliva.
Yeah, or bee shit. I don't know. We're not the news guys. Don't.
It's so sweet though.
But that's amazing though. That's what really caught me with the story. I was like, honey psychedelic. I'm like, this sounds kind of good. And then I kept reading about it. I was like, you can get sick. I was like, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'd be that dumb motherfucker like, bee hallucinogen. I'm gonna try. I'm dead. I didn't think that quick. I was slow on that one.
Like, there's so many like stuff that you can trip out on. Even like fish.
What? Like psychedelic fish?
Yeah, psychedelic fish. Like it's somewhere like in Africa. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, the townspeople they know about this. It's like a certain type of fish. If you eat enough, like you'll trip balls out.
Oh.
So that dude on Vice, the guy with the glasses.
Oh, that dude.
Kind of like a nerd and stuff.
Yeah, that dude that does all that shit.
He was like, "There's a fish that produces like hallucinogens out there. Like, say no more. Give me a plane ticket. Let me go out to that location."
He do be like that too. He's like, "Where's it at? I'm on my way." And then he be in Germany.
Coolest dude ever, man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Smart scientist guy too. So he went out there, right? He got with the locals that he was saying, "Hey, is there a fish out there that can make you hallucinate?" Like, yeah, like there's one fish that we catch. Like if you eat too much, you hallucinate. So like they caught a whole bunch of these fishes, right? And then they had a barbecue, and then he was eating, and then he kept eating. He was a skinny guy too, so they're surprised like why he was eating so much fish.
So he could go. That's how it is, man.
But they didn't know like this dude. He's on a mission. He's doing research. He's a scientist. He's eating it not to be full. He's eating it to fucking trip balls.
I need to get the full effect of.
Yeah,
that's dangerous though, man. Shit.
And then they're all watching him. They're like, "Damn, like this."
He's not human.
Like this skinny guy can eat. Like, why is he eating so much fish?
He's like a black hole. Like, he's just
because they're like, damn, like he really likes like our cooking and shit. Like he's eating because everybody's done eating. This dude's still
going,
still scraping up like all like the meat and stuff. So that night he felt sick. He was like, fuck, I ate like some poison shit, man. And then like when he was trying to go to sleep, he couldn't go to sleep because of so much pain. That's when the trip started happening. And then he said like an apparition like appeared right in his room and said some bullshit to him. I forgot what it said, but it was like he said this is probably like the worst trip he ever had because not only like he was in pain, but he was like they were saying so much shit to him, like like making his whole experience bad. Like everything was like death. Yeah. It's almost like he was just experiencing hell. Nothing good about no psychedelic rainbows or nothing. He didn't see the peaceful side. he was like being like attacked the whole time. So he was like, this is like the worst psychedelic trip that he ever had.
Like bullied?
Yeah, like maybe he was like being bullied. They call him like a
skinny motherfucker.
A punk ass beep. Yeah.
Skinny motherfucker. That's what you get for eating all this fish.
Eating all this African fish. It wasn't even for you.
You ain't built for this.
It ain't really psychedelics. They're actually polluted.
So I'm assuming the people that usually just eat the fish just eat like a little bit and then they get that trip, but he just went all in.
Yeah, they just eat a little bit, but they don't trip. But they just know, like, if you eat
too
enough,
much of it, yeah, that's how it is.
But he actually went on some type of nightmare mode.
Would you ever try it?
No.
Not even like a little piece?
Not the fish? No.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. I like fish though. I don't know. I might be fucking crazy enough to.
I was like, there's other ways to trip.
No, I just like fish. I ain't got nothing to do with trip. I just like.
Yeah, if I eat it, it'll be regular.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat like, it to trip.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat it to trip though, no.
No. Because there's other ways to do it faster.
Yeah. Also, too, like, fish kind of scare me when I find out they like some kind of toxin in them. That horrifies me. Like, there's been stories like people eating like poisonous fish and
the puffer fish.
Yeah.
It's like a Japanese puffer fish, poison fish that they make out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they have to have these trained chefs where, they know how to cut it right to where you don't get poisoned if you eat it. So, but if you eat it, you get poisoned. Like, it does happen from time to time. But like
it's still pretty rare.
It's
though.
Rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare for it to happen now. Like, because the chef has to be trained for like 20 years or some bullshit like that. Some ridiculous amount of like expertise that has to go into like cutting like these fishes. But then later they realize the reason why these fishes are being are poisoned, like their liver and stuff, everything is poisoned and stuff, is because they eat like these shells that's out in the oceans that it end up producing the poison like in their liver from eating these certain shells.
Well, it triggers it.
Yeah, it triggers it. So what they did was they're like, all right, we're gonna remove these puffer fish, put them in like captivity, remove all these shells, and they could swim, live their whole life, and then they could use these like to serve the people completely poison free because they never ate no shells. So they were able to figure that out and like, all right, now we can serve this stress free. No one's gonna die now.
Avoid all.
We can give like the customers like the idea like this is a poison fish.
Avoid all them lawsuits. we figured out a loophole, guys.
They farmed it now.
That's
They're like, hey, just take those shells out. We don't need that.
All right, we figured it out.
We feed them regular food.
It's pretty damn smart.
Yeah, I learned that recently. I was like, okay, let me eat now.
Now I want to try puffer fish.
Let me get 5.
Because I've always wanted low-key try puffer fish, but I don't know.
They eat weird shit out there. Like, they even eat, like, raw chicken out there.
I think what turned me off about puffer fish when I was a kid, I think it was an episode of The Simpsons. It's like a puffer fish episode. Yep. That's why I was really like, oh, I get it.
It's poison.
Shit, they bad. I can't remember what the episode is or about, but I do remember puffer
fish bad.
Oh, yeah, but that was it for that story. Bears getting high.
I got one real quick.
All
right. So a woman, she says that she can't wait to go back to heaven after being brought back to life.
Damn, it sucks down here, folks. Yeah. That's the moral of the story.
So Betty,
Jesus,
Betty, 78 years old. She died after like a brief time, and she was having like a hysterectomy operation. While she was having the operation, she actually died on the table. She saw her body and everything. Her body lifted up. And then she saw the doctors. She saw her family. She saw like her husband, her kids. And then when she saw the husband and kids, she was like, oh, fuck. That's when she realized she was dead. And then she felt so bad because she's like, how are they going to feel? Like, they don't know I'm dead yet, because I'm still on the surgery table. She saw all them dying and stuff. And then she said she went to heaven where she met Jesus. She met Jesus. She met like angels and stuff. And they told her, hey, you're not done yet. You got to go back. But here's like me. Like, it's so easy to see anybody with long hair and just say that they're Jesus straight up.
No.
I think like this is like an idea. Like when you pass over, it's just like an idea.
Whatever you've been told.
Make you feel comfort. Yeah. If you see like, oh, because like let's say like they're playing a role. Like it's just their job.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're like, your job is just to greet like the people that pass over.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that
So you know their background a little bit. So you're reading like their background, like okay, they're a Catholic or they're Christian, whatever. Okay, they believe in Jesus.
I need to be what they want me to look like, so that help with the transition over.
Exactly. So this is what I really believe now.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's so much different religion. Like, come on, you die, and come on, let's say like you're Hindu, right? You believe in all these other different gods, and then you go up and you see Jesus,
and he's like,
"Hey, this is wrong, man. This is not my."
You go up there and Jesus is like a rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, hey,
there's something like I see you ain't gonna expect. You gotta be.
So, I think it's like when you pass over, like you hit like somebody to where they're actually projected as somebody you think was what you believe, like whatever you believe in. Then they're just supposed to help guide you and ease you through it, but they're not actually what you think they are.
Oh, they gotta play their part. That's all it is.
They play their part because they're just doing an 8-hour shift, and then you happen. They look at you like, oh, okay, this guy believes in Jesus. I guess I got to dress up as Jesus again.
Jesus, you're up. Just read off this. Don't deviate from the script. Just tell them what. If they say this, then you need to follow these lines that we set up for you.
Yeah. So they could be like that simple.
Man, yeah, because let's imagine if I pass on and then I go to afterlife and I see like Cthulhu or some kind of monstrous creature. I'm like, nah. I'm like, this is not what it was promoted. This is.
They look at your record like Cthulhu. We gotta dress up as this motherfucker.
What the hell?
Like, all right, I'm doing a double today. Might as well.
So she wound up going to the afterlife. They kicked her back down, and she's like, man, I didn't want to come back.
Yeah, it's like when she was in like quotations, like in heaven and stuff. Like everything just felt so good. There's no pain, no nothing. You
Weightless.
Don't feel nothing. You don't. Happiness or sadness, you don't feel
no bills,
none of that, like nothing. Everything, your soul is so carefree. Like, damn, like, fuck all this, like the stress of what like the earth put on you, and it's like everything is off her shoulders and stuff.
Like, man, you mean to me I gotta sit in Atlanta traffic anymore? Shit.
Yeah, and
we made it.
She felt like the stress just gone. And then they told her like, no, your time's not over. You actually got to go back. She's like, what?
I can imagine.
I don't want to come back.
I can imagine that she gets put back in her 78-year-old body, and she's like, oh, everything hurts now. Like I'm back in this meat.
Yeah,
this meat suit, this meat mech, and
this
is worn down. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Everything hurts.
Oil hasn't been changed in like 20 years.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, I can imagine like, oh fuck,
maintenance was horrible.
I'm riding on 4 flat tires right now, man. Like, end me now, please.
They told her like, no, you gotta go back. You gotta go back and do your thing.
No, you still got some mileage left.
Yeah. So of course, like she went back and then went back in her body, and she remembered everything like from what happened. So that's why she was like, damn, like the other side is so nice. You know, but I think there is a reason for her to come back. She has to do something. I think everybody has their own little storyline they have to go through. You have to finish your game. Whatever game you start, you got to finish it.
Yeah, I remember like, man, and this has something to do with the story. It's not completely off topic. Anybody who's ever seen the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
Yeah, WB.
Yeah, way back. Way WB. That was like WB with the green frog and shit.
Yeah.
There was like around maybe the 6th season where they killed her off. They killed off, I think, at the end of the 5th season or 6th season. They killed her off and they brought her back in the 7th season, just for storyline purposes. But when they brought her back, she was like, the characters of the show brought her back because all the vampires and monsters around the town were getting out of control. And they were like, hey, we need Buffy back. So they did like a spell and they brought her back from the dead. And she was pissed off for like a good chunk of the season that she got brought back to life because she's like, look, I spent my entire teenage years saving people's lives. I watched people die around me. And then I finally got like a hero's death and I was able to move on. And I was happy. Y'all bring me back to this shit? And she was mad for it. And then back then I was like, well, should she be happy? But then I thought about all the struggles that she was going through throughout the whole show. Just kind of like, now she got to carry this burden again. I was like, yeah, I don't know. That was when I first learned about, like, at least I started thinking about the concept of, like, at least, like, maybe this earth might be too much for some people at times. And maybe it's like a release.
Might be too hard, huh?
Yeah, and it's like you get to the other side, you're like, okay. I'm not condoning suicide. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
So would you recommend suicide?
No, not at all. But I do understand the concept of like, hey, if my time is up and it's how it ends, then let's go forward. I'm not.
Yeah.
Put me back in this busted ass body. Like, come on. And everybody angry down here and shit. Like if
you were like to die tonight, right?
Oh God.
Let's say some
That's like a mess up my anxiety.
Wild
I got to drive home.
freak accident. You're driving and you run over a stapler and shit. Ends up blowing out your tire.
Car just flips over 15
and then you get
times.
hit by a space shuttle. You know, some wild ass shit like
Some
that.
random shit.
And then you die, right? And then you see heaven. They're like, hey, we got free vending machines up here.
We made it.
No pain, no nothing.
We made it.
You want to get high? You're high right now. They're like, am I high right now? You're high right now.
You will always be
It's
high.
like, am I on acid? Right? That's the next question. It's like, how high am I?
How high is it?
Like you experience like all...
Everything.
You're overwhelmed with the happiness, and then like, hey, guess what? You got to go back to work tomorrow. So you actually got to go back to work.
Also, rent's due.
Yeah, and rent's due
Shove you out.
3 days from now. Would you want to come back down here, or would you want to be like, hey, let's see what else is next for me?
If I had a kid, yes, I would want to come back.
So it would have to be something that
If I had a child,
holding you down here.
if it's a child, something like a young child, I'm like, man, I don't want to miss out on
Yeah.
the best years of their life. Like, I'll keep going. Put me back in this shit. No, let's keep going.
That's a good reason.
That would be one of the few reasons why I'd be ready to come back. But for the most part, look, man, like, and we all know this. Earth ain't exactly paradise. So it's like, do you really want to come back to this shit where people be
there's
beefing?
paradise, but it's hard to get there.
Yes, you have to afford paradise on this planet. So it's
so wild.
It's
Why can't everywhere be paradise?
we can make it happen too. I think we really could.
I think
is it too many people's greedy?
I think work should be like volunteered, like just volunteer to go work.
If you want to.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Let's see what happens.
Everybody can't be lazy, you know.
No, and even me, and even though like I'm one of those people like complain about work all the time, but it's one of them things is like I have too much pride not want to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have pride. I won't have any pride. I have too much pride to be sitting at home and not want to work, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I'd do it just maybe because I'm brainwashed. I don't fucking know. But I gotta work though. I feel like I got to. I complain about work all the time though, but I do it though.
What if you created your own work? It's different.
It would be more fulfilling. I probably enjoy it a lot more since it's I birthed it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think like if I were to do like work, like on my end, it would have to be something that it affects people too.
What do you mean? Or like actually help out.
It actually does help people.
Shit, I'm trying to work remote, man. I'm trying to get like a remote job. I'm trying to.
Does it help people?
Yeah, I guess it alleviates traffic because I want to work from home, so it'd help out people on the road. Like I'm not out there and shit. Like at the same time, it's like it's driving. The older I get, I'm starting to realize how much stress driving causes me, and I realize that when I don't have to deal with it, I'm in a much better mood. And if I can get a job that can do that for me, then I'm
I'm not like talking about like a job like where you're just working for other people.
Oh, but you're like self-made.
If you were to do like your own business or whatever, like.
Oh, I would enjoy that shit forever. That's
Yeah, because it's gonna be 24/7. You're never gonna have no day off. But I think to me it's more rewarding.
Yeah, it's because I always feel like if you start your own business or in some kind of way, on some level it's got to be on some level like a passion project for you. Like this is
it has to be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
It has to be.
And if it's 24 hours a day, then I mean, shit. But if that's what you love,
it's just like if you don't like work, you should never ever even think about starting your own business because it's pure work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just pure work.
Because some people will be like, "Oh, I want to like start my own company and do this and have people work underneath me." Man, you know how long you probably got to go before you get to that point before you start having people work underneath you. You probably got to be a billionaire. That's real shit. Billionaires, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's possible. So anybody that think like that, if they think like that and then they're actually doing stuff, I wouldn't discourage them. No. I say go full blast, man.
Fuck no. I respect people that get out
anything is possible. Like you see, like come on, cash me outside, girl. Look how much money she's making.
But she's doing OnlyFans too. Not just on OnlyFans, but I mean, just
but still, that's just one example.
But she banked real quick though. She could
have just said like, I don't want to do none of this shit. I don't want blah blah blah. She's like, no, she's gonna take whatever, like like whatever she went through or whatever, and she's gonna say, all right, I'm gonna bank on this.
Yeah,
which is super smart.
Oh, no, for sure. Fucking
'Cause you don't live forever.
No, man, ride this shit till the wheels fall off.
What's you gonna do? Go back to school or get a regular
Working
job?
9 to 5? You can't.
No.
Once you in, you don't want to leave it.
Yeah, she's already known. She's recognized. Whatever, capitalize on that shit. Turn into a business, and she did it. Anybody else
Work behind the scenes.
would have been like, "Oh no, I don't want to be in the spotlight." Blah blah blah. Done. I'm done. And then she would have had to do like a regular job and struggle.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Fuck it. Fuck this shit. You only die once." Quotations.
As far as we know, science or whatever. Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's all I got.
All right. I still got some more stories.
Let's run it.
I stack up on stories. I read the news all the time. Okay, this is a sad story.
Why you laughing?
this is gonna be. I'll get into it. Florida woman arrested for hurling uncooked steak at boyfriend of 20 years. Police say. So she got into an argument with her boyfriend, threw a piece of steak at him. It bounced off the chair, hit the wall or some shit. I think he called the cops or some shit. They're like 40. I think she's like 42. Her name's like Rochelle White. Wright, Wright. Right. She's 42 years old. She look kind of older than 42. But Rochelle Wright is white, and this is Florida news, and she just threw like uncooked steak at her boyfriend. I think he might have been cheating on her or something. I can't remember the story. That's not the point of the story I'm getting to. The point of the story that's sad is that they've been boyfriend and girlfriend for 20 years. That's the real tragedy, folks, and I think that's the reason why they put this story out there. Fuck the steak. That's not the issue of the story.
Yeah.
She 42 years. You mean tell me they've been dating since 22, or she was 22 and they have not? You still she the side piece. That's just
Wait, what?
She's 20. Okay. Title says
So they're dating the whole time. They never got married.
they've been dating for 20. Boyfriend of 20
But what's
years.
the problem with that though?
That's a long to date someone that long. Like what?
You want me to tell you a crazy story? Why I say what's the problem with that?
Because it's their life.
You know my parents, right?
Mm.
I didn't even know they weren't married for a long time. They actually just got married like last year.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh. So
They were together the whole time, and you could, if anyone looked on the outside, oh yeah, they're just dating.
I would
no, they're freaking married. It's just they were never officially married on paper.
Yeah, there's like a term for what the fuck is that? That's like some certain states like if you're living in the same house, and I can't think of the term for it, but if you guys are living with each other, like you and your spouse are with each other for some years living in the same house, and got your income working together and all that. There's some states by law that you'll be legally married over time. Like you ain't gotta go to no courthouse and all this. But I can't remember the name of it. But it's like y'all been with each other for that long.
They're
You're legally
pretty much married. You know, it's not on paper that they were married. And then my parents just decided like, hey, let's just get officially married.
So was it like
they got like officially married?
Was it like a service or anything, or just like courthouse?
Yeah,
thing?
they did the court thing. My brother was like the witness and stuff.
Okay, holy shit!
Well, it was crazy. They did it so secretly. I didn't even know about it either. I found out about it like later.
How long did you know they weren't when you first learned they weren't married?
Officially, they'd never even told me. Even
Holy
till this day, I learned from my brother because he was the one that was there at the courthouse.
Oh, interesting.
So that's wild. I was like, why you guys don't tell me?
That's interesting.
Because the whole time, my whole childhood, I thought they were married the whole time. But it wasn't. Because I thought it was kind of weird how my mom, her last name never changed.
Oh, they have two different last names.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit.
Then I was like, wait, they just got married? Like, what? That's like big news. And then they didn't even tell their own kids.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take back what I was saying about this.
What's up, Stu?
Stu, what's good? All right. Hearing that, okay, I'm going to backtrack. Because now, okay, if they're happy with being boyfriend and girlfriend for 20 years, well, obviously they're not. But if they were.
Through that steak.
But if that's how they want to live and that's how they live, you know what? I take back what I said. That's not the tragedy of the story. And I think that's what the news article tries to push. Like, boyfriend of 20 years. Despite this bullshit uncooked steak throwing thing, if that's what they're happy with, then that's what they're happy with. Yeah, and if it works, it works.
It's just like then it never crossed their mind. Like, all right, we should do a ceremony. You know, I guess because they were so busy, you know, with their lives and stuff, like making sure we're okay.
Yeah, you gotta take care of the fam.
Because like my family, like my parents, they did escape a war, like a genocide in their country They had to escape here. They went to escape Cambodia, then they went to Thailand, then they went to like San Francisco, and then we lived like in Bay Area. But they escaped like a war.
They ain't
like,
went on a wedding then.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's the last thing
What do you
on
want
their
about
mind.
Okay,
They're just like, we
yeah.
just gotta get our family out here and then make sure they're okay here. So, you know, nothing was planned out. They just know they had to get away from the country because the country is going through some fucking genocide shit. They were just killing millions of people, trying to start the whole country over. And that's not, anybody with a right brain would be like, no, we have to get the fuck out of here.
And weddings aren't cheap either, so
It's expensive.
it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah, that's last resort. I mean,
So no, I respect that though. It's kind of like that's real love, man. That's that real love. Because I don't know. And I get sometimes too watch people say like, man, a marriage. And I've seen people in the black community say this shit of, man, like marriage is a scam to make us pay money and have all these legal fees and da da da. Like, why can't we just do it without all that? Like, be together. So I've heard some people speak on it.
yeah.
Maybe the system has gotten to my head thinking like that's how we're supposed to move. When in reality we ain't gotta be like that.
It doesn't even have to be like that. Like, the real connection is like mentally, man.
Yeah.
If you can connect mentally with somebody,
I
then
can make
you're
it work.
already, you are good.
Because I guarantee you with this story, after her get
Stu says marriage is a scam.
see,
It is a scam.
I've been hearing that shit for a long time. That's why that's why I've been hearing like a lot of talks in the black community within with black Twitter and shit like that. The conversations of like just basically like. Is it polygamy? I think it's the word is. But basically,
Stu
like,
says I'm married, by the way.
oh shit! See,
It's a scam.
my man,
From experience.
Stu Jersey, my man.
Speaks from experience.
Stu is like, did you get married while you was in the military or after? That just dawned on me. A lot of people get married when they get in the military.
Because it's like benefits, right? Like, if you get married in the military.
Stacked, you get life-changing benefits like this shit. Is,
Stacks on deck, Patron on ice.
You extra 1,500, you good. It's literally a world changer. But I don't know. But okay. So now thinking back on it, I'm not gonna diss these people for being together for 20 years as boyfriend and girlfriend. At the same time, though, that is a long time to be with somebody. When and I don't know. It's most women would not want that shit to be 20 years and unmarried, but that's a
Yeah, like in America is different. Like the whole lifestyle and everything.
It's like you have to be this structure. Yeah.
In that situation, it's odd for you to see something like that.
Mm-hmm. Over here, yeah.
Somebody to stay together that long, they never got married. That's weird. Like out here in the States, that's weird.
Stu Jersey says in the chat, I was in for about 7 years before I got married. Okay, my man Stu. Okay, yeah, because like a lot of people that join the military, for a lot of people who's never been in the military who don't know this, there's a shit ton of people when they first join the military, like 18, 19 years old, and getting married straight up. We've all seen it, like getting married. Well, as far as like the military people probably listening or whatever,
Yeah.
we've all seen like 18, 19, 20 years old, married up, and you're like, man,
Like
this
in
is,
the military.
like sometimes when you first get in, like, because everybody knows about the benefits. Hey, let's get married. We get benefits. They grab some high school sweetheart they had, get married, and then the shit never works out. A lot of people get divorced in the military. A lot of people go through divorces in the military just because they're very quick with it and they try to get the benefits, but they don't realize, man, you're gonna be traveling the world. You're gonna be meeting all these different people. A lot of different females or males you're gonna be attracted to. You're gonna be tempted a lot, and you 20. You ain't got the bond set to hold a relationship down at that point. You just want to fucking party and all this other stuff, and you'll see they're gonna cheat on each other eventually. It's like a ticking time bomb. I think the real question is who's gonna cheat first, the husband or wife. But when they're young like that, you're gonna just.
Who's ever in the military can cheat first, right? Because they got like more options.
Oh no, I've seen some civilian like wives go and cheat on her husband in the military. He go deploy, and next thing you know, she run around and sleeping with like people that he work with or people in the neighborhood, like because he's lonely. He gone for like months on land deployed, and then some man is out there waiting for like a chick to cry on his shoulder so she can ride the dick. So you know, there's people out there to be waiting on this shit. So this is real stuff. I don't know how we got into this. I've seen it.
People,
That's insane.
humans are humans.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. I gotta take a leak real quick, but
Yeah.
you can read the chat.
Okay, let me get back to shot. It says He says, don't say anything. Oh, Social says, don't say during. Yeah. Okay. Steve Dre says, merge is cool though when you start making real money. It's security for family and kids. I can imagine that because I heard like a lot of divorces, like percentage wise, shit ton ends in divorce through financial reasons too. So I think once you got that financial comfortable life, you ain't kind of like pointing the finger on who's spending who money or whatever. Right? I can imagine that. Oh, Shell Shock says, I'm gonna get a wife and a Dodge Charger in America. Yo, that's real shit. Outside of every military base you'll see, at least in America, you always see car dealerships right outside the base because they're predatory. They know that these military young guys are getting that big check from deployment, and the first thing they do, buy a fucking Dodge Charger. That's like the military.
Wait, that's what you bought too, right?
No, because I didn't fall for that scam. I noticed everybody had Dodge Chargers. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this Pontiac G6. It's like, wait, so I'm gonna get something a little cheaper, and like, I'm cheap as fuck. I didn't want to go off the.
But now you got a Dodge Charger.
No, Dodge Avenger.
Oh.
We still ain't there yet. we still work.
But they look the same, though, right?
They got that little wide body type shit. That's about it. But I think the Dodge Avenger, yeah, I've read someone before saying like that's what he based it, this other shit with Dodge on.
And that car almost killed you.
Which one?
The car you're driving now.
No. Oh yeah, it did.
On the highway where like you wasn't accelerating, but it was over accelerating.
I had just got off the highway. I got off the I-20, which for anybody knows that lives in Atlanta, the worst interstate to ride on. That shit's horrible. It's like Mad Max Fury Road. You'll see cars on the side of the road on fire. It's so random shit out there. But after I got off I-20 and then I was driving on the road where my apartment complex is at, actually my car almost killed me twice. Shit. My brakes were rusted and I forgot to change them. I was like, damn, I kept hearing that grinding.
So it was your fault.
Now the first one is. So the first one is user.
It's your fault.
The first one is user error because my brakes got so rusted, and also at the time I didn't have the money for it. That's another thing. I was broke at the time, and I pressed on my brakes and I heard like, and I saw like out the corner of my eye, I saw like a piece of metal fly off.
Damn.
And I was like, oh shit! I kept pressing brakes, and my car wouldn't stop. Nothing. No grind. No nothing.
What
it was
about
just like,
the e-brake? That works, right?
I just like pulled it, started pumping it a little bit, but I didn't want to like
start drifting and shit.
Damn near, because when I got to my apartment complex, I was like, all right, I got to time it just right because I see this car come in. My brain's like, accelerate. And I'm like, I start going faster. It's like, because he was coming faster, like, I got to be faster than him. Because I got a car flying up behind me. I sped up a little bit, and I turned and like, and got my apartment complex, and I parked the car. I almost had a fucking heart attack that day. The second time was I was driving to work one morning, and I was about to go to like get to the building where I work at, and then my car just started accelerating real fast. And I was like, what the fuck? And it started going faster, like 60, 70.
Horrible.
And then my car just started shaking. And then, like, it's like the emergency throttle system.
Damn, over 70 started shaking?
Yeah, it was like, I was like, what the fuck? And then my car, like, I heard that, and I just heard like the engine go like, ooh.
That hard body not made for that.
No, it ain't made. No, it's too thick. It's wobbling too much, man.
That American muscle not made for that shit, man.
And then so like my throttle accelerator, like, or whatever the safety mechanism is, it kicked in, because if it didn't kick in, my car would probably like 80, 90, 100, and I would have fucking died. But it's like a safety mechanism in that causes the car to go down, and it keeps you going from anywhere. You can't go faster than 15 miles per hour after that. So I had to go get that fixed, and that was $800.
Horrible.
Fucking horrible. That was just off top. That
Were
was
those
even labor.
chips made in China or something?
I don't know. It scared the shit out of me.
Dodge like taking the shortcut, getting these chips made in these foreign countries where it's not even like a real chip warehouse.
No, man.
They got it made from like a fourth company and shit where they produce these chips for these car companies.
Yeah, because I don't know what's up with. I don't know if it's all Dodge, but I know Dodge Adventure. Like when I took my car in to get fixed, this is like last November. That was almost $900 because with labor and shit. Actually, might have been $900 by then, with labor and all this other stuff. When I got my car back, when I took my car in, I found I had like 5 what do you call them things? Recalls. I had like 4 or 5 recalls like on my car, and I had them take care of all my recalls. But I didn't realize until he told me. I was like, oh fuck, take care of all that shit, because they send, if you send it to you obviously in the mail, they fix it for free, because that's on the
I
factory.
still gotta do an airbag recall.
Yeah, so take that shit in, man. That shit is So it's kind of cool. I knocked out all my recalls and paid $900 for that. So
Shell Shock says, my neighbor is an Army vet with a Dodge Avenger.
oh, my man, tell myself hi. Tell myself what up.
I thought you were going to get like a Toyota Camry or something.
No,
reliable.
that's my next car. I'm going back to. I've had 2 Toyota Camrys. I'm going back to the
like
motherland.
Toyota, Honda, Lexus.
That's my next car.
Acuras.
I'm going back to Toyota Camry. They making them motherfuckers look like sports cars and shit.
Yeah,
like they going all out.
I think Hyundais and Kias, they're pulling their weight now. Like they're not using cheap parts no more.
Nah, I'm going. Yeah, after this shit, because this is the second American car I've gotten since I've been driving, and I'm like, because Pontiac went to shit when I had it, and then Dodge, I'm like, damn, Dodge Avenger is like
American cars like suck.
Yes, so I'm going back to Toyota. Once I pay this motherfucker off next year, we're going back to Toyota. So
yeah, just get an Asian car, man. It might smell like rice for the first 2 weeks, but you put it like black ice in there.
You're good.
That's your car.
It's mine.
That's your car. It doesn't smell like jasmine rice no more. I'm just playing. No new cars smell like rice.
I say that.
That's an Asian joke.
I'm just laughing over here, guys. I ain't even trying to.
Asian joke. Just playing.
Okay, so there's that story. Chick with the fucking 20-year boyfriend.
Wait, so did the steak kill him or something? Like what happened?
No, I think he just acted like a bitch and just called the cops. I was like,
so that's your story, Chris?
That was it. No, but it was like the 20-year thing.
Oh,
but then you taught me something about. But we learned from this. You know what I'm saying?
So like the main thing like you got was like they were together for 20 years, but they never got married. Oh,
but that was the. But I learned something, and it made me. But it did change my mindset when you told me your story. So it was actually very educational, and I swear I appreciate that. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, because this
if it works for them, then that's fine.
Yeah, it's recent in my world too. Like the whole time, I thought my parents were married the whole time, like that's officially married, but they weren't.
That's beautiful. They did it though.
Yeah,
that's fucking beautiful.
It's beautiful, but what's not beautiful about it, they didn't even tell me about it.
What, are you the only one who didn't know?
I don't think none of us knew.
Damn, I wish Bob was here. Damn.
Yeah, but I wonder if Bob knows.
Like nobody knew.
So our next family gathering, I'm gonna call them out. My parents.
For real?
Yeah, because it's bothering me now.
I can see why though, because like why wasn't?
Yeah, why didn't it tell us? Why weren't we invited? Why?
Yeah, that's like if I found out my parents weren't getting married. Their anniversary is coming up on the 28th of this month. It'll be 40 years. If they would have told me tomorrow that they were never married, I'll be like, what the fuck? So was this simulation y'all set up for me? Like,
yeah,
y'all made me think y'all was married this whole time.
Childhood, I was like, wait, what? You weren't married the whole time? Yeah, that's my life story. New shit popping up.
Yeah, I hear you.
Next thing you know, like somebody has like a random baby out in like Nigeria and shit.
I was about to say, like somebody comes knocking your door one day, like, and you open the door and there's like a guy that looks like you, but he has like long hair.
Oh,
but he's like
scary.
But he's like your twin brother. Like
that's
separated at birth.
Yo, speaking of like twin
blonde hair too, it's blonde.
Yeah, there's like this other rumor like in my family. I'm just gonna say it because it's just rumor. Well, I heard this other rumor like in my family that like my parents like they had another kid way before like my older sister, like that's older than my older sister. She's like in her 40s, and they said that he actually died like during the war. Like he didn't make it out of like during the war when they were trying to escape.
Oh my god!
So he was like one of our siblings that didn't make it out alive.
The first one.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. Yeah.
And I just heard the story, but then he told me that your parents will never mention this to you. Like, this is a story that you weren't supposed to hear, and I heard it from somebody like outside. And I don't even know if that story is true, but I'm supposed to have like another brother.
If it's true, I could see it being the way where that gotta be painful for a parent to talk about. If it is true, I mean, I wouldn't even want to.
I'd probably get slapped for asking that. Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to acknowledge that. That's kind of like.
You're right. Never mind.
It's a little too much. It's too heavy.
I'm just gonna check that off my list.
Cause I know before me and my sisters, I had an older sister prior before my older sister, but it was like a miscarriage or whatever. But yeah, the older sister named her and everything. So I was supposed to have 3 sisters, not 2.
Damn.
Yeah, but my mom told me that like years later.
That's a real story.
Yeah,
wasn't rumor.
No, that's like real story. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mine's just a rumor. So
I'm thinking that is real. That's man.
Yeah, because who would make that up, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's not something you would
That's
just
something you don't get money off of.
That's something like if it happened, nobody would want to talk about it either because that would.
Yeah, because they're already old and everything. Like, why would you tell me that story?
Yeah, it's kind of like they moved past it. It happened.
So I was like,
Maybe
the story real?
some.
And how do you know the story? And
Got a
what
lot
are
of
you
questions.
gaining from this?
Yeah,
you
like,
already know I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, because it always comes down to what are you trying to gain out of this, and it's like
It might be real then.
yeah.
Damn. So I have like another brother that's just out here looking out for us and shit.
Oh, the Guardian.
Don't take that right turn. I take a right turn.
He's not
It's
listening.
like, motherfucker, I'm trying to save you. Repent.
Shuck says, you told me I had to get married before I could get sex, but I'm in your wedding photos.
What?
I don't know.
What else we got before we clock out?
I got one more story, and this is like a disclosure. This story horrified. I'm gonna get into it right now. Okay, it says wind causes 479 injuries.
Wind.
Yes.
Wind blowing.
Yeah. It says wind has caused 479 injuries, 28 deaths in bounty houses.
28 deaths?
And bounty houses since 2000. I heard about this the other day on the news, just passing by, and I looked it up. And yes, bouncy houses, like them little bouncy houses that we've all seen kids like in, they're killing kids left and right, apparently. But 28 have died since then, 479 injuries. The reason why the story caught my eye, because I remember last year, this happened in Australia, right? There was like this bouncy house that these like 6 kids were playing in, and the wind just like went and scooped it up and lifted it in the air and threw all the fucking kids off a cliff. That was in the bouncy house. All the kids died, I think, except for one.
Off a cliff.
Off a cliff. That was the most. At first, a lot of people.
So the birthday party was on a mountain.
No, and that's what a lot of people were saying at first. Like, well, were they too close to the cliff or whatever? But it's like, no, the wind just like lifted them up, and then it's a floatable thing. It just carried on the wind and then threw the kids off the cliff. I think all the kids died except for one.
Kobe.
Damn it, man.
It's real. It's a real story, right?
It's a real ass story. Yeah.
Okay, can we minus my laugh?
So I edit that out.
Can we edit the laugh out?
Jamie, can you edit that out?
Sorry.
But no, like threw the kids off the cliff, and then one only survived. I don't even know if the kid even is alive now, but I know at the time that one kid did survive, but all the other kids died. But there's been these stories like these kids are getting killed in these bouncy houses because of strong wind. And they was putting up statistics the other day too on the news, and then also on an article I came across. So like a lot of states don't even have guidelines for this shit. Oh, actually, a lot of states do have regulations for like, hey, the amount of kids that they only will let you use these bouncy houses if the weather permits. But there's a shit ton of other states too that don't have any regulations. And
yeah, I would think like what Stu was saying in the chat, like you gotta anchor them down, you know, like properly, like how you built tents and stuff. Like,
see you, Stu.
Anchor your little thing down.
Yeah, like, and I think and that's probably exactly what it is too. Like nobody's anchoring that shit down,
or they're not doing it properly.
Yeah,
like the Boy Scout rule, you know.
Yeah, like
how to properly anchor like a
double knot.
I'm not in Boy Scout, but
I would imagine it would be like tying knots. And,
yeah, I would YouTube it first.
I would assume they would know how to like make a tent. I guess.
Yeah, how to properly like anchor your shit down. You know.
Yeah.
Right. Shell shocks, dude.
Unless the winds are that damn powerful, but then again, I mean, I don't know. Fuck that, my kid ain't gonna be in no bouncy house if I have one.
Nature be scary.
Nature's horrifying, man. That shit is. You can't shoot nature. You can't shoot it with a gun or drop a bomb on it. You can't. You're at its mercy, people.
Tread lightly.
Tread lightly.
You better double check like where you want to put your little bouncy house.
Yeah, man. I be seeing kids on this shit all the time. Every time I see one, and ever since I saw that story last year about the kids in Australia, every time I see a bouncy house, I'm like, it's unsettling to me because that story was disturbing to read. And then when I heard about this on the news the other day, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is worse than what I ever imagined. This is
we normally see bouncy houses on like flat locations, like parks and stuff. I can't even imagine a bouncy house next to like a cliff.
Getting thrown on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gotta be
like we're having a party at the Grand Canyon with a bouncy house
right on the edge, and not even anchored down.
Nobody even thought about like, oh, like the you know, the idea that this bouncy house can be lifted up and thrown into like
Yeah,
the canyon.
Yeah, because the wind just scoops. Like eventually, the wind will scoop up underneath it and then lift it, and then
Yeah, because there's this wild like a video that I saw. Like there's like this wind. I don't know if it was like a wind ceremony, but this lady, she was holding like some type of like a blouse and shit, and then she got picked up like in the sky like a kite.
What?
And then the wind was just fucking carrying her.
Like, she was wearing a blouse.
Yeah, she's wearing like some like a ceremonial like type of wedding dress, but she had like one of those long ribbons like attached like to her arm, like some type of ceremonial shit.
It got her ass.
Yeah, and the sky lifted her up. The wind.
Mary Poppins, man.
And she went like so far in the sky, they're like, oh, she's gonna die today.
Did she die?
No. Like the wind like carried her down like gently to where the people got close enough to like just grab her from the sky before she can fly it back up. 'Cause she just flew out of the fucking sky like a kite.
She got lucky. She got lucky as shit.
Yeah, the gods were like, just playing.
If that shit happened back in like in the 1800s, they would have been like, witch.
Yeah.
They would have got her ass.
You're a witch. Like, would you
burn her?
You flew out into the sky and then you made it back safely? That's magic.
You dead. You dead now. So yeah, be careful with them bounce houses, people. Just take your kids on a walk. That's it. I don't know what to tell you.
Is that our last story for the night?
The Bears.
No.
Oh,
is that the last story? The bouncy house?
Yo, that's it. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So we close out with the bouncy house.
Yeah.
The moral of the story: just make sure your bouncy houses are anchored down
secured
very tightly, and don't plant it next to a cliff or somewhere where your kids can be dragged down to like the depths of hell on earth.
They should just put only like fat kids in bouncy houses. If you can't afford anchors, I'm not sure anybody.
That's how you get on the news without dying.
I don't like to be inside people's wallets. I don't know what they can afford, but if you can't afford an anchor, just be like a weight limit, and you have to be a fat kid to be on it. So
that's how we get in trouble without nobody dying.
Yeah, that's it. That's how you get it done.
This new bouncy house talking about no fat kids. Discrimination against fat kids.
Oh, I gotta get the big
out
kids
here in Piedmont Park. Owner Chris Unholy. The owner
what really happened?
Chris like, fuck. No, we're trying to play it safe, but we.
Now, if your kid's too skinny, they can't be on the bouncy house. They gotta be fat. So, like, if the wind lifts it, the wind's like, ugh. You can't lift it.
Yeah, it's almost like you just can't say nothing. You just gotta say like, play at your own risk.
Yeah.
No weight, no nothing. Just they have to sign waivers.
You ever say that too? I was gonna say, every kid got to sign a waiver again.
The top says you might die,
but if not, enjoy.
Yeah, but just sign here.
Sign here, Timmy.
But if you say like, oh, no fat kids allowed, guess what, Chris?
Man, give them football helmets too when they get on, so in case the shit this gets lifted.
You're gonna be in court next week.
Protect the head.
All right, that's it for today's episode, guys.
That's it, guys.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Episode 115. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.
It's not illegal to not listen to music. It's illegal to